live streaming once you get, oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, so as we discussed at our last meeting, there was a design review pending for 32 Knight Street. One of the questions brought up by the board was with regards to what the historical commission had weighed in on. We wanted to table that item, wait till the applicant went through the historical commission process, which they've since completed. So perhaps we could just get an update from the applicant just in terms of what that looked like, and then the feedback you received. I know I distributed those comments that you previously sent, Craig, but maybe you just give a brief overview of their considerations and how you address them would be helpful.
Of course, thank you for your time on this Tuesday morning. I will kind of pick up where we left off and just add in what we've learned since then. This is, of course, the proposed site plan for 32 Knight Street, replacing a building about, not replacing a building, but a portion of a building that is about twice the size. The proposal includes demolition of a section of the building along Knight Street. And we'll come to talk about the proposal, which also includes this garden terrace and rain garden over along Betts Pond Brook in the southeast corner here. But there was some question relative to the nature of this facade along Knight Street, especially since the frieze references a date of 1870 to 1940. So the question was, historic should probably take a look at that and see what that's all about. There is a listing in the Norwalk Resources Inventory referencing this facade element. What we found looking into the record and working with Todd Bryant of Heritage Resources was that the C.R. Gibson Company was founded in New York City in 1870 and moved production facilities to Norwalk in 1940 and built this, the original core of the building, which you see in blue here, in 1940. So that sign was referencing the age of the company, not the age of the building. But the building is, the core of the building, as you see here in blue, was built in 1940. But since then, over the years, additions on different sides have actually enclosed that original core. But here's a photo of that original core from around 1940. This appeared in a 1942 photo book, and you can see that very similar, if not same, facade element on the face of that original building core. But quickly after, they needed more space. There was first an addition built to the south in the 40s. There were these magenta additions built in the 50s. In the early 60s, they bumped out the rear. And in the late 60s, they built the southerly addition. And then, interestingly enough, they built a piece of the building that you now see in front of that original facade, but cared enough at the time about that element that it seems to have been either relocated, most likely, or reconstructed, or a part of both on the facade of the building that you see here today. So we went to the Historical Commission and we talked about ways to commemorate that facade, spent a fair amount of time going over options that generally included taking pieces or elements and trying to include them somewhere in the lobby or galleria spaces inside the building. But we didn't really have the room to take the whole element into the building, and several members of the Historical Commission felt that the element was a piece, and the whole piece would be nice to preserve. So we came up in conversation with them with the idea of constructing a wall on some side of the garden terrace. Probably the side is what we're leaning towards right now. We haven't finally decided how to incorporate it into the garden terrace, but we would build a wall of suitable construction to be able to place that facade on here. And so it would be evident on site in a conspicuous location. It would be available for the public to view, and there would be some signage describing why it's there and the history of the site and the C.R. Gibson Company. And the Historical Commission liked that idea and unanimously voted to recommend that be done with that historical facade. And so that's now what we're proposing. So I think that was the final bit of the design review to complete with you folks. We had heard from your consultant architect last time, who seemed to be satisfied with the rest of the elements of the design review. And I'm hopeful that we can have your endorsement so we can move on to planning and zoning.
Okay. Mr. Westmoreland, since you were at that other meeting, any other comments?
Well, I could shock everyone and say I hate this idea, but actually, I really like it, so it's fine.
Okay, it looks very nice. It looks very nice to me. I like the previous drawings of the new building. So, anybody else? Lisa, any thoughts, comments?
I agree with you and David. I like what they're trying to do with it. I think it's going to look good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to make the motion to approve the design.
Please do.
Second.
All in favor? Unanimous?
Aye.
Okay. That was easy.
Well, thank you very much for your extra time. And
Thank you.
We'll continue on our way.
Thanks for doing what you're doing. We appreciate the trouble you went to.
Thank you all. Appreciate your consideration.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Brian, we don't have anything else on the agenda, do we? No.
We have one more item, actually. It's just a pretty quick one regarding the affordable housing.
Affordable. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. We were actually requested by the city to just provide some comments regarding their draft ordinance in relation to the Affordable Housing Trust. These are the funds that will soon be paid in to a city fund for affordable housing. So as developers develop larger projects, there's certain concessions that they could achieve by providing a development contribution. We haven't been so involved in the drafting. This is obviously happening through planning and zoning in the ordinance committee. It's great. Councilmember Burnett has been leading the charge, but we did provide some comments. But we wanted to make sure they're sort of in line with your thoughts at the board level. I'll just provide a brief overview. I included the actual track changes version in the agenda, but really what it was pretty minor stuff. Really focused on just fixing a couple grammatical and typographical errors that we identified. We suggested that they consider allowing funds to be used for home buying assistance programs. That was actually a goal of our TOD affordable housing plan, was to kind of start backfilling some home buying assistance programs for people to help maintain stability in the neighborhoods affected by this. Consider allowing funds to be used for administration of home buying assistance programs, and then also for studies like 5-year state mandated affordable housing plans. So nothing earth shattering, but I just wanted to put it to your attention before we submitted our comments formally to the council, and just wanted to see if there's anything that you wanted to add or edit.
I'm okay with the changes you're making.
I'm okay with it too. But Brian, so to be able to buy a home, is a certain area they will have to purchase,
Yeah, I think the mechanics would still have to be worked out once they establish the fund. There's gonna be a lot of more discussion in that regard, but that was the intent of our TOD plan, is to help, in those specific areas, low income areas and things of that nature, to help stabilize the neighborhood and maintain people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to vote on that now, or we vote on it at the next meeting?
Yeah, if you could vote on it. Just, they were waiting for comments. I just wanted to make sure you had a chance to take a look at it.
I think David has departed, or is he still in the meeting? I don't.
Oh, did we lose David?
We lost
Yeah.
David. I'll tell you what.
We don't need a formal vote. If you're comfortable with it, that's completely fine. I just want to make sure.
I'm comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable.
Sure, David is. So we'll say it's approved. So.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well, anything else?
Nope, that's all we have today.
That's it. Old business, new business. You want to make a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All right, all in favor?
That's
Even though we're
Sounds
on a
good.
quorum, we're adjourning.
fine. We can leave the meeting. I'll log David's vote remotely. That's fine.
Okay,
All
All right.
thanks.
Everybody
Take
have a
care.
good day.
have a good
Take care.
day.
Bye.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.